Hello. First of all, I would like you to welcome to my channel. Uh, as usual, today I have come with a new topic. Today's discussion is with a very famous literary term, sonnet. What is a sonnet? What are the types of sonnet? Who are the sonneteers? It's frequently asked questions uh, by the students who are studying literature. Uh, Basically speaking, sonnet is a type of lyric. It consists of 14 lines and it has a single theme. And this genre of poetry, this form of poetry was originated in Italy. Its name comes from the Italian sonetto. The meaning is a little sound or little song. It is short, just 14 lines. It's written in iambic pentameter and it has a rhyme scheme, particular rhyme scheme. Okay, this form of poetry was invented by Giacomo da Lentini in Italy in the 13th century. Later, it was excelled by Francesco Petrarch with his name, that Italian sonnet, Petrarchan sonnet is referred as time and again. We learn about when we talk about Italian sonnet, we remember Francesco Petrarch. And when we talk about English sonnet, we talk about William Shakespeare and Shakespearean sonnet. English sonnet, Shakespearean sonnet, Italian sonnet, Petrarchan sonnet. So that was a great writer who excelled in composing lyric as a form of poetry. He made it famous, even though it was invented by Giacomo da Lentini in the 13th century. The tendency of writing sonnet was broken away by metaphysical poet John Donne, who shifted them to religious themes. John Milton extended them to other serious matters, though there is fixed form in terms of length and the rhythm pattern, rhyming pattern. There has been a remarkable variety of experiments on the considerable variations in the rhyme scheme. Sonnets are of three types. What could they be? This we talked about earlier. First one, Italian sonnet, named after Francesco Petrarch, and it is also called Petrarchan sonnet. The sonnets were first written in Italy, so the Italian sonnet is called the original sonnet. The great Italian poet Petrarch began the writing of sonnet sequence. He didn't write one poem, one sonnet. He wrote a number of sonnets, and that sonnet sequence. He divided the sonnet into an 8-line octave, octet also called it is, and 6-line sestet. In 14 lines, there is a division, 8-line and 6-line. The first 8-line called octave, and the latter 6-line called sestet. First 8 lines, and there is a gap between them, and that gap, or there is a turn taking place here. This is called volta or turn. The turn is when the turn is wide space between lines 8 and 9. The last 6 lines of Petrarchan sonnet are called the response. In these lines 9 to 14, the speaker presents some sort of resolution to the problem. The resolution or solution is a sestet. The problem was set in step, and the resolution or solution is given in the sestet. In the Petrarchan sonnet, the 14 lines are divided into octet and sestet, as I already mentioned, and the rhyming scheme is A, B, B, A, B, B, A, and C, D, E, C, D, E. A, B, B, A, B, B, A, and C, D, E, C, sestet is sometimes varied except a rhyming couplet. Italian or Petrarchan sonnets are named after the poet Petrarch, who wrote many sonnets to his love Laura. So this is about Petrarchan sonnet. And next turn comes the discussion of Spensarian sonnet. Spenser, the poet's poet, that is his nickname, that is his famous name in English literature, he wrote sonnet. And he modeled his sonnet in his own way. And his sonnets are called Spensarian sonnet. The Spensarian sonnet is a sonnet with a variant on the English literature named for the poet Edmund Spenser, who also wrote sonnets of his own model. It is a sonnet in which the lines are grouped into three interlocked quatrains. They are with intricate rhyme scheme, intricate subject matter. Quatrains, the four lines in a verse paragraph, that's called quatrain, and a couplet, two lines having the same rhyme pattern, and the rhyme scheme is A B, B C, C D, E E, written in 14 lines and dividing them into an octave, 8-line stanza and sestet 6-line stanza. Spenser's morals are also known as the link sonnet. Spenser worked as a catalyst, linking Italian sonnet to English sonnet and providing good fertile ground for Shakespeare to flourish and English sonnet to flourish, let's say. English lyric to flourish, because it was the time of Renaissance that they wrote lyrical poetry and there was a flourishing model of flourishing pattern of writing poetry, flourishing age of writing poetry, and the Queen Elizabeth, that she also inspired these writers and poets for writing different types of sonnets. It has the binding couplet of Shakespeare's sonnet. Because of the rhyme scheme, it has a binding couplet. Sometimes there is no break or volta between octave and sestet in Spensarian sonnet. After discussing about Spensarian sonnet, it's time to talk about Shakespearean sonnet or English sonnet. Shakespearean sonnet or English sonnet, it has 14 lines common. And there is also division, the first 8 part and first 8 line called octave and latter 6 lines called sestet. Shakespeare may have borrowed the sonnet from Francisco Petrarch and Henry Howard and all of Surrey, but he used it so well that he gave it his name forever. The name, that English sonnet or Shakespearean sonnet. And because he wrote 154 sonnets alone and world-class sonnets with particular theme of love and encouragement and romance. The poem is divided into 3 quatrains here, 4-line stanza, followed by a rhyming couplet. A B, C D, E F, G D. That's a rhyming pattern. There are 5 iambic feet to the line, foot consisting one on stress syllable, followed by the stress syllable. Sometimes the pattern varies. Shakespeare wrote many sonnets addressed to handsome, talented young men, urging him to marry and have children. Okay, we talked about 3 different types of sonnets, 3 different writers of sonnets here. Not only these writers contributed the flourishing of sonnet in the literature of English and English literature, there are so many writers. There were so many writers and practitioners, sonneteers, who contributed a lot in the history of English sonnet writing, history of English poetry. Certain poets have written a series of sonnets on a particular theme. Well-known sonnet sequences and cycles include those written by Sir Philip Sidney, John Donne, William Wordsworth, P.B. Shelley, Elizabeth Barret Browning, James Fenton, Edna St. Vincent Millay, Harriet Monroe, Joseph Blanco White, John Davies, Pamphile LeMay, Jim Hopkins, Wanda Coleman, etc. Born in Kent, England in 1503, Thomas Waite worked in the court of King Henry VIII and is commonly credited with introducing the sonnet into English. The first person to introduce sonnet into English was Sir Thomas Waite. And um, John Milton, Italian pattern sonnets, later known as Miltonic sonnets, added several important refinements to the form. Milton freed the sonnet from its typical incarnation in a sequence of sonnets, writing the occasional sonnet that often expressed interior, self-directed concerns. Okay, we talked about different writers of sonnets here, okay, different sonneteers from English literature, and Milton's contribution of sonnet writing, making Miltonic sonnet, and his poem on his blindness. His sonnet is very popular. He also personalized sonnet, not only writing about love or other things. He wrote about personal matters too, and it made that gave the sense of called Miltonic tone, Miltonic subject. Certain poets have written these sonnets, and we talk about